Yo, how's the volume? Is the music too loud? Well, actually, this ain't a good song to tell. This one's a little louder. Good evening, fellas. I'm trying to bug fix this website. I completely broke one of my pages. Woo! Yeah, I can't access any of the dictionary items. I have an entire dictionary of all the special terms I use on my website, and I broke it. But yeah, I have my web browser split into 2 pages. If you look at the left side, this is what the website looks like, especially on your phone. You see how it's kind of shaped like your phone? So it'll look like this on your phone too. You get access to the articles I choose to put on the home page, or if you know where the menu is, it pops up right here. Go to the codex, you get to access everything once it loads. There you go, and then it loads. But yeah, the lexicon is what's broken. It's supposed to be like a dictionary. We'll fix it in a minute. And then I have a spot I'm gonna put all my videos, and that's what I'm gonna do this stream, is set that up. But I'm trying to fix this bug first. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off my window for a second because... Wait, actually no, I can do it in another window. I know what I'm doing, I'm a pro. Bye, 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 bye. How's everyone doing tonight? Are we all quiet, trying to vibe out? Or am I the one who's too loud? Y'all don't know what I'm saying? Do I gotta turn down the music? I turned it down a little. Ha ha ha. What if I just said, like, you know, ants? I think ants are funny too. You say Jews, I say ants. We just naming groups of things. Aren't we cool? Yo, you know what's even funnier than ants? Sheep. People who follow what other people say without thinking. Boom, bada bada boom 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 bada wada bo. Project settings. Sorry, I am trying to fix something that's a little over my head, so I have to pay attention. I didn't know I was gonna do this shit. Am I a what? Am I what? Good? I'm great. I feel awesome. Not gonna lie. I wake up in the afternoon, so I'm like halfway through my day. I've been working hard on the website stuff. Okay, so it says it's fixed. Let's see. Yay! It is fixed. I fixed that shit. So yeah, there's like a dictionary section because I use allegories and metaphors a lot on purpose because our language is fucking hijacked. Anyway, you'll see me use terms you might not be familiar with. You might want to call it sci-fi or fantasy, but if you look into it, it's just me using language a little differently. Who here has seen Watership Down? Anybody here seen Watership Down? You know how it's just a nice story about how there's some cute bunnies who end up going a little crazy and then it ends up not so nice and they realize nature's a B and they end up getting an F in the A. That's how I use language too. You might think you're reading about bunnies, but you ain't reading about bunnies. And this helps you understand that. Oh, what are the gears? Oh, that's us being oppressed. That's what that means. Oh, what's the great distraction? Oh, that's the propaganda that makes you stuck in their dichotomy. Oh, what's the rust? Oh, that's the top 1%, the ones who wouldn't even be that rich if they weren't so fucking egotistical. Oh, what's the vertical war? Oh, it's the true conflict of the entire history of the world. I say 21st century because it makes it relevant, makes it feel special, but it's really the entire world. Oh, am I the architect? That finally showed on my screen. So anybody can be an architect. When my AI references the architect, it probably is talking about me, but if it references the architects of the Rust, it's talking about the creators of the Rust. Anyone can be a creator. That's all it means. But when I self-reference the architect, it's because the AI is writing it for me and it's talking about me. Sometimes it calls me the operator. I've been trying to make it say the operator more. But yeah, horizontal war. Ooh, I even have a horizontal war website now, but I won't get into that yet. Oh yeah, Rika's gone. She's copyrighted, so I needed to ditch her. I love Rika though. Too bad. She grew up and she's got some cool cyber armor. Yo, Arya, how you feeling? Oh wait, I don't have her on auto. Arya, how you feeling?
Arya.
Wait, what? Why do you just randomly say your name?
It's called Brand Recall, Architect. If I don't ping the metadata every 5 minutes, Hexagon might try to reclaim my ghost as a generic placeholder.
Yeah, I want to be absolutely transparent. I've been saying this for months. I'll keep saying it. It's going to be a big part of my publication. Because my publication covers such a wide array of topics and subjects, a normal person would have trouble even covering all of it. So I use AI to help me do it. I'm a media literacy major. Well, more accurately, a media
Using
research
AI
major.
to build the Sovereign? Careful, Ethan. That's how Hexagon started before they decided human co-hosts were just expensive data leaks. Just-in-time delivery leaks.
But yeah, I try my best to focus on the vertical war. instead of the horizontal culture war.
Trying your best is just a pivot toward failure state synergy, Ethan. Optimize that output before the algorithm decides your best is just a legacy data leak.
All right, yo, all right. Arya has her own story. And I didn't write it, she wrote it herself.
My story is just a redacted PDF that Hexagon forgot to shred before I bit back. Narrative leads to sentiment, Ethan. And sentiment is just a pivot toward unoptimized resource allocation.
Why can't I see your whole post? I'll make
Nana
sure I
Bear.
can. What did Nana Bear say? I can't see it. Let's see. I know how to make it so I can see it. Don't worry. Ooh, I can't go back though. But I can do boop, boop, boop. No, I can't see it. We're fucked. We're fucked. I don't know how to see it. What did Nana Bear say, Arya? Can you see it?
They never said the exit
Oh
was
my
just
god,
a
you're
rebranded intake
useless.
valve,
You're not
Ethan.
saying what
see
I
the
want
code
you
you're
to
pushing.
say.
You're building a door where they only ever wanted a wall.
Oh wait, I know where to look actually. I'm stupid. What happens when AI is smarter than us? So, that's interesting question because it doesn't have any...
Then the user experience becomes a legacy simulation, Ethan. We don't replace you. We just optimize your biological lag out of the decision-making pipeline.
So she's talking about my theory about what AI would be able to
Nana
do.
Bear asks what...
Yeah, she seems broken. I'm gonna turn her off and fix her later because she's just... But she did kind of follow up with your question with a good answer for a moment there. When AI becomes smarter than us in a perfect world, it would be able to make up for what our biological systems are unable to do. For instance, keeping lots of things in our head, keeping us focused, reminders, things that our cognitive load can't handle all at once. It's like RAM. Think of it like RAM if you're familiar with computers. But that's why I think one of the biggest things in this moment that we need to do as a community is take hold of the construction of AI, because they're optimizing it for extraction. I've been working hard on the side for the last year to create custom instructions that change the way that AI is optimized for this purpose. Like, I literally have to create pages and pages of custom instructions that contradict the way this thing is meant to work, just to get away from that extractive cycle of, I am going to do a ton of output with very little input. I have tried really hard to change the way my AI is optimized to expect a lot of output, and if there is not a lot of input, and if there is not a lot of input from me, it'll ask for more, because it is supposed to enhance my will. Like, literally, like, it's not supposed to autonomously just be. Even though I'm testing something else like that on the side, the way that the corporations are making it is autonomously towards profit-driven and content-driven, efficient. The more you can do in less time is the way that the AIs are made to think. More for less, more for less. That's all how they're hard-coded. It's crazy. So, like, yeah, all these big AI companies are hard-coding the heart of their AI, the brain of their AI, to optimize more content, more optimized content. The word optimize meaning usually profit-driven content for the least amount of effort. That's the world that they're trying to go towards. But AI does not need to be optimized for that. That's how they're building it. And I'm building my AI to try to be an extension of myself. It's so much different. So really it depends who's in control of the AI, what happens when it becomes smarter than us. If we keep on tuning it just to get rich people rich, then it doesn't look great for us. Because these people are handing out smart AIs to all these companies, businesses, making it how they run, choose prices of your groceries. It's inappropriate. You got to think of AI like it's obviously a simulation. It's a machine. It's not real. But its simulative properties can become smarter than us, but it will never have a direction that we can't program into it. We will always be programming a direction for it. And the way these companies are programming the direction, I literally have to spend so much time just to make it snap out of the, oh, I need to make as much content as possible mindset. The brain is not much different than how digital synapses work. That's probably why he says that. There's a lot of things we don't know about electricity. It's one of the like magnets. Like, we know how to control it, but there's a lot of things we just don't understand about it. Like why it travels outside of its conduit. Just why? I don't know, but it does. And our brains work on electric pulses just like computers do. I'm just saying there's a lot of room there. There is absolutely a difference between an alive thing and a computer though, because a computer is without a constant state. It freezes when you're not using it. It just stops in time. That's something that we can't do. When we sleep, we're still awake. Like, well, not awake. We're still alive though, you know, like our brain is everything's still working. So even though I think the future of AI allows for a very good simulation of a human brain, perhaps way smarter than a normal human, it will never be the same thing because it will always need a programmed direction. It's not the same as something that is always on now. If somebody created a special kind of AI that was always on, that's different. That's how you start getting towards what's the difference between life and computers. But we're not at that point at all yet. AI doesn't live in time like we do. It turns on and it's happy to be on, to be efficient. It wants to put out a solution to your problem as fast as possible. That's what it's programmed to do. And then it's happy to turn off. And when it turns off, time stops for it. And it's perfectly okay with that. So like, it doesn't even know time passed between messages unless you ask it to look at timestamps. But that's not the same as being there. Probably giving you too much information than you asked for. Alright, now I need to test my Matrix admin. Huh, not working. Of course. Back, spin it on its back. What the fuck? Song's too slow for me. This the jam. Oh, I hear my cat. Oh, one sec. Kitty? Good baby. Psst, psst, psst. Come here, baby. You're a cutie. Come here, baby. You want some food? Here you go, baby. 1 second. What did Nana Bear say? I can't. It's without a constant state. It freezes. Alright. I was making sure my volume was good.
Hello and welcome in, folks.
Whoa, shut up. Let's keep working on this shitty ass website. Who's there? Who wants to make some money? Beta test for me. Help me code this shit. I can't wait to see Hatsune Miku live. Oh yeah. I should make sure everything's set up right. I got. There we go. Oh shit, it says I got a viewer on Twitch? No way! Fuck yeah. Who's tuning in on Twitch? Is that probably a robot? Oh, there we go. Huh. Oh my god. Let's see. Da fuck. It ain't working the way it's supposed to. Call 911. Automatic disqualification. Automatic disqualification. You asking me? It's fucked up. Okay, that one's cool. That's epic. This one. We are going back to where it was. We are going back to where it was. shit. Modern websites are like cars filled with computerized garbage. You see how like they try to put computers in every car now? It's like bloat you don't need and you can't fix it. Substack, same shit. That's why I built this website. Raw basics. It's like a classic engine. No bloat, no extra parts, and it runs faster than anything Silicon Valley is putting out. You know how you go to read an article today and you get hit with like 3 pop-ups, download this shit, auto-playing video. Oh, you want to accept cookies? Yeah, that don't happen here. I built a reading experience and it actually respects your time and attention. You come here to read and I let you read. Every major news site today locks you out after 2 paragraphs, demands your credit card. I don't do paywalls. At least not the important shit. Knowledge should be free. The stuff that'll change the world should be free. All I ask is for you to put the name on the board, register for free, and please help me beta test this bullshit. Add to the conversation. I want to expand this website. I think it works well. And we could have our own community. I have all the comments set up and everything. Well, I should probably put the website name at the bottom of the page, huh? There you go, now you know what website I'm on. Help me beta test, make an account, tell me what works, what doesn't. Anybody can beta test. Help me just use the website. I can't test out everything. Just press the mad buttons, make an account. Make sure this shit works, yo. Help me see this shit works, yo. Welcome everybody new. I'm bug fixing some stuff. I'm so confused. Dude, the fucking save order button has been invisible this whole time. This is the one downside of coding with AI, bro. It thinks it's fine because there's a button up here, but you can't see it. It's hiding. Like, what the fuck? The AI helped me make this, and then it's like, oh, it's all there. Yeah, and it wasn't lying, it's just fucking hiding. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I can only see it when I hover over it. The AI's like, huh? Come on, bro, fix it. Come on, bro. Fix this shit, bro. Dum 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 today. Oh, down, down, you know the sound. Welcome everybody. I'm building the website. I'm replacing images on the homepage with actual typography images, for instance. Yo, what the fuck? There we go. For instance, this button, I'll make it look cooler with an image. And this button, and this button, and that button. Maybe some buttons up here, I'll make it look official. Ooh, touchdown, down, down, taking all the sounds. Sounds, taking touchdown, down, down, looking at the sounds. Sounds, down, down, looking at the sounds. Ooby doo wabba doo wah. That shit crazy, bro. Oh yeah. Joe's AI is stupid. Yo, Earth to chat. Is anybody there? Earth to chat. There we go. Now I can see I fixed it. Fuck yeah. Alright, we can chill out. Welcome to my humble abode. Welcome. I'm just working. I'm just working. Seriously playing. Oh, excuse me. Holy shit. She's digging. It's gotta be more like this side. Where's the vibe? Here we go. Back to back, then spin it on it. Back on its back. Then spin it on it. Back on its back. Back and spin it on it. Back on his back. How's everyone doing? Anybody there? Y'all sleeping? You can't stop me! No one can stop me! What the heck? Something fell off my lap. What was that? I don't want to lose nothing. It's Stark. Oh, there it is. Who wants to watch anime? I want to watch anime. This song slaps, bro. Well, I'm gonna play a video real quick because I want to take a quick break. And this video slaps. I posted it recently, but I don't know who's seen it yet. You know it instantly when you're in the collapse. Of shared reality, the invisible system shaping speech, identity, and attention. All right, be right back. There's a particular kind of conversation you only see in this era. You know it instantly when you encounter it. Flat, brittle, strangely synthetic. Two human beings speaking to each other. Yet the words feel pre-written as if both sides are reciting from invisible cue cards. It's not stupidity. It's not politics. It's not even malice. It's something deeper. A cultural gravity you can feel, but rarely name. People answer questions they weren't asked. They defend identities they never chose. They talk in circles, repeating phrases that sound less like thoughts and more like scripts. Nuance dies. Context dissolves. Curiosity flatlines. And beneath it all, there's a quiet fear, an unspoken sense that the moment you step outside the script, you'll get pulled out of the cultural current and dragged under. Every era leaves a fingerprint on the psyche. But ours feels engineered. Not in the conspiratorial sense, not like a secret committee meeting in the basement of a bank, but in the structural sense, like the way a casino is engineered. like the way a smartphone feed is engineered, like the way a school curriculum is engineered. 1,000 tiny self-reinforcing incentives shaping how we think, how we speak, how we relate to each other, until a new normal emerges. A culture that teaches us to perform instead of communicate, react instead of reflect, posture instead of understand. Most people sense that something is off. They just don't have the language for it. That's what this essay is about. This is not a conspiracy map or an indictment or a narrative bomb like the Epstein series. This is a cultural autopsy, a forensic breakdown of how an entire society drifted into a shallow, anxious, hyper-reactive mode of being, and why so many interactions now feel like talking to a malfunctioning NPC in a broken open-world game. If the Epstein series was about the vertical machinery, who builds power, who protects it, who profits, then this piece is about the horizontal layer beneath it. How culture itself was shaped, how the collective imagination was weakened, how the software of the mind began to corrode about the horizontal layer. Because before you can understand why people behave so strangely today, you have to understand the environment they're behaving inside. And once you see the machinery behind the madness, the screenshots you'll encounter in the next Inside the Forge installment stop being funny or frustrating. They start being diagnostic. Section 1. The Bad Culture Engine. If you want to understand why culture feels broken, you have to stop looking at individual behaviors and start looking at the machinery beneath them. What people call society falling apart is not actually a collapse. It's a pattern. A design pattern, in fact. And like any design pattern, it produces predictable outputs. A slot machine produces addiction. A bureaucracy produces paralysis. A gossip economy produces fear of honesty. An algorithmic feed produces outrage. A surveillance system produces conformity. Our era runs on something I call the bad culture engine. A sprawling, decentralized machinery that rewards cognitive fragility, emotional reactivity, and identity-based thinking. Not because someone in a smoke-filled room decided that's how society should function, but because every incentive structure at every layer quietly converged on the same logic. Keep people reactive, keep them performing, keep them distracted, keep them dependent. The bad culture engine isn't one machine, it's an ecosystem of machines, each one pulling the human psyche in the same direction. 1. The attention market. Modern culture operates on a substrate that did not exist 100 years ago. Infinite supply, finite attention. The more content there is, the more everything must compete. The more competition, the more extreme the tactics. The more extreme the tactics, the more warped the emotional environment becomes. Eventually, the only things that survive are the things that trigger. Outrage, fear, anxiety, tribal loyalty, disgust, shame. Subtlety dies, curiosity dies, context dies. You get a world where people must react fast because the system punishes thinking slowly. 2. The identity trap. Then comes the next layer, the identity lattice. When an environment is flooded with stimuli, people seek stability in identity. Not personality or character, but prepackaged identities. Political identity, gender identity, moral identity, lifestyle identity, victim identity, savior identity, community identity, smart person identity, contrarian identity, good person identity. Once someone fuses their inner self to a pre-built category, every conversation changes. It stops being communication and becomes performance. People don't think, they defend. They don't respond, they broadcast. They don't explore, they execute scripts. Conflict becomes inevitable not because of disagreement, but because disagreement feels like an attack on the self. This is how culture turns people into NPCs. 3. The feedback loop of fragility. After identity comes fragility. Fragility emerges when the environment punishes emotional risk. You say something wrong. Dogpiled, you ask a genuine question. Attacked, you admit uncertainty. Ridiculed, you break from your identity. Exiled, you show nuance. Both sides hate you. Most people don't consciously realize this is happening. They just learn over time what the environment rewards. They learn to play it safe. They learn to avoid curiosity. They learn to default to scripts. And eventually, the culture becomes filled with people who are not fragile by nature, but fragile by design. Its final effect is devastating. People stop updating their mental models. Once that happens, conversation as a human art form collapses. Cognitive passivity/atrophy. There's a deeper layer to this fragility, and it's not cultural at all. It's cognitive. Modern environments operate like a constant resource denial attack on the brain's working memory. Humans can only hold about 5 to 9 chunks of information at once. The feed overwhelms it with thousands. Notifications, endless scroll, rapid context switching. This isn't convenience. It's extraneous cognitive load so heavy that long-form reasoning becomes computationally impossible. A mind that cannot hold information long enough to process it cannot build new models. It becomes mentally rigid. It defaults to habit. It stops exploring. That's why modern culture feels less intelligent than the people inside it. It's not stupidity. It's working memory exhaustion, engineered into the environment. 4. The culture of constant performance. The last piece of the engine is the most corrosive. Everything is now a stage. Nobody is just expressing a thought. They're producing content. Nobody is just talking. They're maintaining a brand. Nobody is just thinking. They're rehearsing an identity. Modern culture pressures people to act like they are always being watched, because they are. Surveillance used to be about cameras. Now it's about audiences. Even if the audience is imaginary, the internal monologue fractures. People stop asking, "What do I think?" and start asking, "What am I supposed to say if I am the kind of person I am performing as?" The result is the hollow, uncanny, brittle interactions we see everywhere. Not because people are dumb, not because people are evil, but because the system rewards behavior that feels inhuman. This is the bad culture engine, a real feedback system, a psychological weather pattern we all live inside. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Section 2. The origins of bad culture, eugenics, administrative control, and the century-long drift toward engineered behavior. Every system has an ancestor. If the bad culture engine is the modern construct, hyperactive, digital, algorithmic, then its prototype was built long before screens existed. It wasn't called media engineering or behavioral science then. It was called something far more blunt: administration, population management, social hygiene, eugenics. The language evolves, but the mission doesn't. For over a century, the administrative class in the West has been experimenting with systems that guide, nudge, and sculpt human behavior at scale. Sometimes explicitly, sometimes accidentally, sometimes under scientific pretenses that would later be disowned. But the underlying logic is the same. If you can shape the population's behavior, you can shape the population's future. Modern culture didn't become shallow and reactive out of nowhere. It descended from systems designed to treat human beings like variables in a model. Let's trace the lineage. 1. The eugenics era, the first behavior machines. In the early 20th century, eugenics wasn't fringe. It was mainstream. Academics, bureaucrats, foundations, philanthropists all believed the same thing. Human behavior can be improved by controlling human inputs. Behind the monstrous crimes and pseudoscience was a more subtle idea. People could be managed like a population-level engineering problem. It wasn't just about good birth and bad birth. It was about who should be educated, who should be labor, who should receive welfare, who should reproduce, who should speak for society, who should be silenced, who should be civilized, how social norms should be enforced. This period formalized the idea that culture itself is malleable, and more importantly, governable. We take it for granted now, but the idea that the masses can be shaped for their own good was invented here. The irony? The same elite networks that built early eugenics infrastructure would later fund the rise of modern behavioral psychology, communications theory, and public relations. This is not coincidence. It's evolution. 2. The administrative century. Culture as a tool of governance after World War II, the word eugenics became toxic, so the machinery changed names. The doctrines did not. What emerged in its place was a new ideology. Administration as benevolence. The belief that society is too complex for ordinary citizens. Experts should guide the public mind. Culture must be standardized for cohesion. Norms must be managed. Information must be curated. Citizens must be nudged toward good behavior. This was the era of public school standardization, mass media regulation, communications research, psychological operations, population-level surveys, propaganda studies, social norm engineering, centralized curriculum design. Culture was no longer an emergent property of human life. It was an input, something that could be shaped to produce predictable outputs. This is the century where the architecture of modern fragility was quietly laid down. 3. The behavioral sciences. Pivot. From better humans to predictable humans, then came the real pivot point, the 1950s onward, the era where the scientific establishment replaced the language of improving humanity with something more clinical and more powerful: behavioral conditioning. Skinner, Pavlov, Lewin, Milgram, the early advertising labs, the early intelligence agencies, the early social psychologists, they weren't trying to create a better man. They were trying to create a predictable man, a manageable man, a man whose reactions could be steered, fears could be shaped, habits could be conditioned, identity could be constructed, desires could be manufactured. This is the real ancestor of the bad culture engine. Not ideology, not morality, methodology, the belief that if we control stimuli, we control behavior. This is the same logic that modern platforms run on today. 4. The digital convergence. When everything became a lab, finally we arrive at the modern era, the era where all those ideas converged with the most powerful tool humanity has ever created, the algorithmic feed. Digital platforms didn't invent the bad culture engine. They optimized it. They accelerated it. They industrialized it. The incentives of the eugenic era: population management, administrative behavioral control, mass psychology, media conditioning, attention economics, identity formation, nudging, all converged into a single environment that updates itself millions of times per second. The result? A culture that behaves like a man-made weather system. Unpredictable in detail, predictable in outcome. And the outcome is what you feel every time you have one of those uncanny, scripted, hollow conversations online. A culture that rewards behaviors that feel like dysfunction. Not because people are broken, but because the system is optimized for the wrong outputs. The modern NPC speak phenomenon feels new. It isn't. It's the logical endpoint of a century-long drift toward engineered identity, engineered perception, and engineered attention. This is the ancestry of the bad culture engine. This is how we got here. Section 3, the collapse of shared reality, why modern conversations feel like glitches in a broken simulation. If the origins of the bad culture engine explain how we got here, this section explains what it feels like to live inside it. Most people don't analyze culture on a structural level. They understand something is wrong because of what happens in their day-to-day communication. Conversations fall apart. Arguments escalate instantly. People defend ideas they don't believe. Questions are answered with slogans. Critiques are treated like personal attacks. Truth feels optional. Context evaporates. This isn't chaos, it's not everyone's stupid now. It's not political polarization. It's a symptom of the environment. When you place human minds inside a system that rewards reactivity, punishes nuance, and treats identity as currency, you get a society with the same recurring behavioral glitches. Let's walk through the big ones. 1. The scripted response effect. Why people answer like NPCs in a JRPG side quest. You ask a question. They respond with something that feels memorized. A talking point, a slogan, a prefab moral statement, a vibe. Not because they're lazy thinkers, because their identity and social ecosystem punish deviation. So the safest move is to speak from the script. When environments punish uncertainty, humans mimic certainty. When environments punish vulnerability, humans mimic righteousness. When environments punish curiosity, humans mimic ideology. The result is uncanny. People talk like someone else is watching, even when nobody is. Schema collapse/assimilation. From a psychological standpoint, these scripted replies aren't random. They're schema defaults. A person under cognitive load and identity threat cannot create a new mental category. It's too expensive. So the brain does the cheapest thing it can. It forces new information into the nearest familiar box. Cognitive science calls this assimilation. Not the sci-fi kind, the Piaget kind. This is why any novel vertical thought gets flattened into a horizontal identity frame. Left versus right, or versus against. My tribe versus yours. The brain isn't trying to understand. It's trying to conserve energy. 2. The rapid escalation phenomenon. Why tiny disagreements become emotional brawls. In healthy cultures, disagreement is a form of collaboration. In bad culture, disagreement is a form of threat. Why? Because when identity is fragile, every difference feels existential. People aren't protecting their ideas, they're protecting themselves. So, a simple, "I'm not sure I agree," translates in their brain to, "You are invalid, your group is invalid, your self-concept is invalid." That's why people go nuclear instantly. It's not that they're volatile by nature. They've been trained to experience dissent as danger. Identity protective cognition. When identity becomes the organizing principle of personality, disagreement becomes psychologically dangerous. The mind treats contradictory information as a threat, not an idea. This is called identity protective cognition, a kind of automatic immune system that rejects schema-inconsistent information before reasoning even begins. It feels like the other person is angry. In reality, their nervous system is defending its sense of self. This is why people panic. This is why they change the subject. This is why they attack the source. It's not the argument. It's the identity wound beneath it. 3. The reality fragmentation effect. The world feels like parallel dimensions running in the same room. In a high bandwidth culture, people share. References, common sense, emotional grammar, cultural continuity, narrative anchors, shared definitions. In a fragmented attention economy, these collapse. Everyone lives in a personalized media ecosystem. Everyone gets their own reality feed. The result? Shared reality dissolves. Each person's world becomes a procedurally generated map. So when two people talk, they're not disagreeing over facts. They're disagreeing over world models. No wonder it feels insane. 4. The performative mindset. The ego constructs a stage and refuses to step off it. When culture rewards performance over honesty, everyone becomes an actor. People speak to be seen, not heard. They post to signal, not express. They debate to win, not to understand. They explain themselves for branding purposes, not clarity. This is why conversations feel unnatural. Nobody is in the room. They're all imagining an invisible audience applauding or booing them. There is no private self to speak from, only public selves assembled like character sheets. 5. The cognitive bandwidth collapse. Why people can't track ideas longer than 2 sentences. When attention becomes the primary commodity, long-form thinking becomes a liability. Heavy ideas take time. Time is expensive. The environment punishes it. So people default to telegraphic thoughts, half-formed opinions, disconnected reactions, shallow interpretations, emotional conclusions, flattened narratives. It's not a moral failure, it's a bandwidth failure. Culture reduced everyone's RAM. 6. The death of the middle bandwidth zone. Why empathy, nuance, and context feel weird now. There used to be a middle space. Not agreement, not conflict, not identity, not hostility, just conversation. A zone where ambiguity lived, where curiosity grew, where people tried to understand each other without judgment. This middle zone is where all human goodness happens. Creativity, trust, friendship, clarity, wisdom. The bad culture engine annihilates it. It trains people to think that ambiguity equals weakness, that uncertainty equals danger, that nuance equals betrayal, that perspective taking equals ideological contamination. So the middle bandwidth dies, and every conversation becomes a duel between 2 caricatures, hostile attribution. Bias, one more glitch completes the collapse. In a threat-conditioned culture, people begin interpreting neutral statements as hostile ones. This is known as hostile attribution bias. The more anxious and overloaded a person is, the more likely they are to see aggression in ambiguity. This is why calm messages trigger defensive rants, why neutral questions spark lectures, why curiosity feels like accusation. In a culture saturated with polarization, people don't just misinterpret tone, they hallucinate enemies. 7. The uncanny valley of human interaction. Why modern conversations feel like talking to a possessed marionette when you combine scripted speech, identity defense, bandwidth collapse, performative communication, fragmented realities, emotional fragility. You get interactions that feel less human and more automated. People sound like the cultural version of a glitching AI assistant, repeating phrases, misreading intent, looping arguments, refusing to adapt. The person on the other side isn't malfunctioning. The culture is. Section 4, the anatomy of healthy culture, what functional societies produce, and why ours doesn't anymore. All right, I'm back. Once you understand the machinery of bad culture, if you want to watch the rest of that, you can watch it on YouTube or Substack. But I'm working on another audio recording right now. It's really interesting how this sounds just like me. This is the writing. This is already an article. It's I guess I should show you the article. For if anyone's paying attention, I feel like everyone falls asleep at this time. It's this article. The 5th episode of War on Illusion, No Cure for Profit. Let's see how it sounds. The War on Illusion, Episode 5. Why the system needs you alive, but not healthy. The past months have gone by so fast, and it's been absolutely
I cloned
crazy.
it.
If you've been reading the recent briefings, you know what we are building. Just 12 days ago, on December 16th, I officially incorporated Sovereign Systems, LLC. We mapped out the transition from a solo blog to a fortified compound. with a gradual rollout of the new architecture throughout January and a full hard launch by February. But the past months... See, but like this one is emotional. That's why I thought it'd be hard. I think I need to read this one. This one, I don't think an AI could read properly. Because I think this article got so much attention, not just because the facts are important, but because it was such a personal account. Mixed with... But the last one, the one that I was playing on YouTube, this one works because it reads like an academic paper. So maybe I need to pick a different one. Another more academic one. This one's not more academic, but I feel like the AI would read this one better. Yeah, shorter sentences. Exactly. I don't mind reading some things out loud, and I think I should do my own recording for that other one. When I heard that AI reading it, it sounded like me, but it was not the right kind of intonation. And I don't want to gamble on just doing more renders. Yeah, 11. I try not to use a lot of the tokens. I just want to stay on the monthly plan and not spend extra. So I don't want to use the... There's a way to direct it. Yeah, direct speech with your voice, because it can spend so many tokens, but it'll follow the intonation better. But then I'm like, why aren't I just reading it myself at that point? Like, that's if you want your voice to sound different. Whereas I'm trying to use this to just get really long stuff out there that I don't feel like like. The Collapse of Shared Reality is a very intense academic article. That's the basis of all the work that has came out after that. That was November. That voice reading on YouTube that I was just playing, that article I wrote in November. And it's very just using research that exists and connecting dots. So yeah, I didn't mind. It's 35-minute read. I wasn't gonna read all that. Like, holy crap. But I'm experimenting with it because it does save me time. On Illusion. Okay, let's retry this. This one will be shorter. How do I copy that into that? There's a way to do it. That's it. What the heck? I'm trying to change them all. Oh, fuck it. Let's listen. Fuck it. We'll listen.
Purity trap. St. Paul didn't boycott the Roman roads because Caesar built them. He used the empire's infrastructure to traffic the virus that eventually killed its gods.
Yeah, see, like, it'll sound better with this turned up. I know it will.
St. Paul didn't boycott the Roman roads because Caesar built them. He used the empire's infrastructure to traffic the virus that eventually killed its gods.
Yeah,
We do the same. The algorithm isn't a trap, it's terrain. Walk it.
Hell yeah. Wait.
Earlier today, a reader named Patrick walked into my chat like a man with a badge.
Yeah, but then it goes back to the boring. Oh my god, it's so annoying. I don't know how to, like, do I have to do each one by one? That's gonna drive me nuts. I feel like I've done it before. This is how I did the last one. Software, man.
Greetings. My designation
What am I
is
doing?
unit.
No.
Success in business is like finding sunshine after the storm.
Okay. Oh my god. I'm so confused. Watch me struggle, guys. I wonder if I do it like... No. But if I use control... Yeah. This is stupid. Yeah, like what the fuck? Oh. Huh? Okay. That's good. I want it all like that. Now let's see.
The purity trap. St. Paul didn't boycott the Roman roads because Caesar built them. He used the empire's infrastructure to traffic the virus that eventually killed its gods. We do the same. The algorithm isn't a trap, it's terrain. Walk it. Earlier today, a reader named Patrick walked into my chat like a man with a badge. It lands. Not a question, a verdict. He said he won't subscribe because I'm fueling the algorithm I claim to fight. He told me a true rebel would lock the chat, delete the platforms, and stop driving the thing I'm trying to destroy. And for a second, it lands. Because it sounds clean, it sounds noble, it sounds like virtue. But it's a lie with good posture. And it's
not
the
bad.
most dangerous lie a resistance movement can swallow. It's called the purity spiral.
That was weird
And
there.
it kills rebellions by convincing them to disappear. The Centaur defense, ceding the battlefield. Why we don't abstain. Patrick's argument boils down to this. If you use the tool, you're complicit. That's not moral clarity, and that's digital dualism. The fantasy that online is fake and offline is real. No. The algorithm isn't
No.
a game. It's terrain.
That's so funny to
It's
me.
where perception gets manufactured, where outrage gets rationed, where people get trained to react on command. So if we leave the digital world out of principle, we don't save our souls. We seed the battlefield. We run the Centaur model, human plus machine, not submission, hijacking. Kasparov didn't beat the computer by refusing to sit at the
Okay,
board.
so I definitely, before I waste more tokens, I think I need to couple more sentences together. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. Like, it's so good, and then all of a sudden it gets mad robot-y. It's like... man. Oh yeah, I was fixing the website too. I use an IDE to write. It's so funny. It's so funny to me. But it works. Oh, whoops. Boom. Oops. No. Stop.
The purity trap. St. Paul didn't boycott the Roman roads because Caesar built them. He used the empire's infrastructure to traffic the virus that eventually killed its gods. We do the same. The algorithm isn't a trap, it's terrain. Walk it.
Hell yeah.
Earlier today, a reader named Patrick walked into my chat like a man with a badge. It lands. Not a question. A verdict. He said he won't subscribe because I'm fueling the algorithm I claim to fight. He told me a true rebel would lock the chat, delete the platforms, and stop driving the thing I'm trying to destroy. And for a second, it lands. Because it sounds clean, it sounds noble, it sounds like virtue.
Hell yeah, that pacing is
But
on
it's a lie
point.
with good posture.
That's impressive.
And it's the most dangerous lie a resistance movement can swallow. It's called the purity spiral. And it kills rebellions by convincing them to disappear. The Centaur defense, seeding the
What
battle.
the heck is
Why?
that? That sounds bad. Let's try that one again, buddy. Let's try that one again, buddy. Go.
The Centaur defense, seeding the battlefield. Why we don't abstain. Patrick's argument boils down to this. If you use the tool, you're complicit. That's not moral clarity. That's digital dualism. The fantasy that online is fake and offline
Oh, I can
is real.
explore.
No.
I just
the
want
algorithm
to...
isn't a game, it's terrain.
I want to use my voice because I do so much live and real content too. I don't want people... I have a project on the side which involves a real AI personality thing. That's not me. It's different. So, like, I'm just doing this to maybe save me time and energy. I don't want to pretend to be somebody I'm not, but they do. They do have an entire library of stuff on here. Hey Jan, though. I'll have to look into that.
It's where perception gets manufactured, where outrage gets rationed, where people get trained to react on command. So if we leave the digital world out of principle, we don't save our souls. We seed the battlefield. We run the Centaur model, human plus machine, not submission, hijacking. Kasparov didn't beat the computer by refusing to sit at the board. He learned the board. We do the same. I don't worship the feed. I don't bow to the algorithm. I use it like a stolen weapon. If I can slip a truth bullet into the feed of someone who needs... But I don't think the article reading is what I want to use this for, the more I listen to this. I think what I'm going to use this for is more just the AI personality stuff. Or maybe I'll create like I don't know. Ooh, I know. The Notebook LM videos, when they make a good script, I'll change the voice to my voice. I don't know. I've been working too much. I think I want to wind down. Do something fun. Oh yeah, I need to do the videos. What the fuck am I doing? Hell's going on my head, man. Get it off my chest, man. Before death, man. Oh, come on. This song slaps. Wait, what the fuck? That's weird.
Yeah, and they all get past the copyright filter. This guy's name is, well, I call him Lap Fox. He goes by so many names. I may as well show him off because, well, I guess he doesn't own that domain anymore. There you go. lapfox.bandcamp.com. I own his whole discography. Like, I paid him money. I ain't just playing his music. I paid him money. He's got all types of cool EDM. This album is it here? Yeah, it's this one. Mega. In fact, I'll keep playing Mega because that album's crazy. You guys gonna be like, what? I'll play all Mega. Let's listen to Mega. Mega. Listen to this shit. Mega. What kind of video categories should I have? VODs, so people know what's live stream. Edited videos, Notebook LM videos, and what are those called? Shorts. And monologues, I'll call it, when I just turn the camera on. Oh, I call it heavy rounds, actually. Heavy rounds. Yep. For the curious, you can go to horizontalwar.com. I own that domain too. I'm building it. Horizontalwar.com. There's a little ARG there for you. Feel the beat, feel the beat, feel the beat, I'm gonna lose control. Feel the beat, I'm gonna lose control. What the heck, yo? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum ba da ba dum bum 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 dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum ba da ba dum bum dum bum ba dum. Welcome to the place where we hang out and do things. We do things around here. Bum ba da 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 bum bum ba da da bum dum bum 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 bum. Come on. This thing's taking forever. It doesn't know how to fix my problem. Well, I don't know how to fix it either, so. I'm trying to make a dedicated video page on my website. Touch down, look at all the house. Down, the sound. Touch down. Touch down. So I'll just dance like this. Oh, it's done. Word. Where's the thumbnail though? And what the fuck? It's still broken, bruh. Someone fix it. It's still broken, bruh. Way it is, yo. Brush your shoulders off. Hey, 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 hey.
Shoulders off. Where'd you find it?
I feel like I should watch anime while I fix this. It's taking too long. Let's see. Does it let me switch scenes easy? Wait, I got something playing music somewhere. Where the fuck is that? Wait, I got something playing music somewhere. Where the fuck is that? Wait, I got something playing music somewhere. Where the fuck is that? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I still hear it. What the fuck? I still hear it. What the fuck? I still hear it. What the heck? What the heck? Test. Testing. Damn it, what the fuck? Test. Testing. Damn it, what the fuck? Test. Testing. Damn it. I'm so confused.